Okay, I've had an ass full of that dude right there, so we're going after it, and I'm going after it in a different kind of way. So you're probably going, God, Jeff, what are you doing now? What kind of harebrained nonsense are you up to? Well, I'm about to show you. What the heck here? Oh, come on, pliers. Harbor Freight junk. Ah, there we go. Wow, that baby's been cooked in there. What are we doing here? What the hell are you doing, mentor? So we're screwing this device on there. This is a turbo encapsulator. Ooh, the guts. Okay, take this deal here, stick it in here. Like that. Screw that on there like that. Shove this rod in here like that. And then proceed to tighten it down. There we go. How's that, huh? So, what the hell you got here, Jeff? You got one of these things. Stick around, you're gonna want to watch this. It's getting hotter than fuck, but it ain't doing nothing. We've ruined it. Ruined it. Oh, there we go. That one's toast. Burned that right up. Dicking around, taking too long. Hit that fucking oxygen tunnel. Blow it away from me. Gotta turn that outside red. There we go. don't know if I'm going straight or not. We could really do some damage here from here. After his story, I don't want to hit this. Well, that ain't moved a bit. Fudged a centimeter. Well, let it off. I'm gonna have to cut a bigger hole or something. More. Whoa. Go shut the truck off.
Take the pressure off this.
Just go shut the truck off for a minute. So that's all the farther I'm in.
Really?
Yeah. So that only puts it, and that doesn't, it, you know, well, it does. So I'm just through this piece right here, though. I think you're there. Jeez. Not a bit. Hasn't budged a bit. I can't make this one move. I've given up. I'm out of sledgehammer. I'm out of gas. So 59 Tommy on Instagram told me I should call Sean Abrams. And lo and behold, he's right in Blackfoot. So he graciously loaned me his lancing tool. This is cool. Just hooks up to a torch. You light the rods off, away you go. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go get some more rods from him. I can see that right now. Too much oxygen. Are we going? No. Come on. God damn it. Friday. What the hell? This is the worst part about this is trying to get it to light. It's just absolutely miserable. The other two took off pretty easily, but you really need something hotter than a map gas torch to get them set off. They talk about a cardboard tube or something you light on fire. I don't know what it is. Cardboard ain't gonna get hot enough. There must be something in the cardboard. Anyway, I'm out of rods at this point. Matt's gonna stop by Sean's house and pick up some more. Okay, I got this one rod left that I couldn't get ignited, so I broke the end off. And you can see the little deal sticking out, so I may stand a chance of getting that started. So let's see, where can I set you that I'm not going to destroy my camera? That's it. It's all over. That fast. So you can see why you'd need a case of rods. I don't know how many we've used. A lot. A lot. I don't know, maybe they make them longer. Need about a 6-footer. Okay, so I'm gonna run the water in here because I don't have any more rods till Matt gets here. And then whack it, see what I can do. So this is one heck of a messy operation. If you don't have the hose going on your concrete, it will ruin it. Over there, before we started, it was dry, and holy moly, it's damaged the concrete. Even here it had water on it, but I can see it's still damaged it. Doesn't seem to matter. Still pretty warm. Still steaming. Nothing. Nothing. I tell you what, I don't know what this pin's gonna take, but I think I'm gonna have to eat it out all the way around. Okay, so I've run out of rods, so I've got some propane running in there. I shut it off a minute ago, went over and hit it with a hammer, and it's coming. So that way I'll cool it down some more and go whack it again. But I need some air in the service truck, but I can't start it until I shut that off and let the vapors go bye-bye. So I'll shut it off. So it has moved a little bit. Ooh, that's hard. Woo woo. That's just windshield washer hose. So let's let the stuff dissipate a little bit here before I whack it with a hammer. I don't know what it is, boy, this propane draws flies. Holy moly. It moved, but it ain't moving now. Yeah, she's coming, not very fast, but it's coming. I took some of the pressure off of it. Everything's ice cold though. guess what? That's right. 1, 2, 3. Jeff wins. Haha. What a large pain in the ass. Holy moly. I cut both ends, used up a whole box of exothermic rods, and it still took forever to get it out. So what the hell is that hung on? Okay, so I got the pin out. This is kind of interesting. You can see where she came out dry and hard. You can see how bad it was wore. I'll show you the bearings and the bore and ram, but look at this. So I nailed that with the torch. That was on the bottom side. And look at that, no damage. Wow. Ain't that a miracle? Anyway, I cut the tar out of this other end. Guess I didn't really probably get... It takes a lot of those exothermic rods to do anything. They just disappear so fast, but maybe if a guy had the big 3/8 ones instead of these little 5/16ers, you could move some metal. But if I hadn't have made that accident, it might not have come out. Anyway, so let me show you the bore in this thing. This one, there was no way in the world it was going to take grease because one bearing is over the grease hole. So let's see. Oh, this is not the cylinder. It's this one. This one here. See, so this bearing was hanging out, and I took the torch and I cut it off to make sure everything was free. So this bearing has slid over and covered the grease hole. And from what I've seen on the other ones, you're supposed to have a spacer ring in here that keeps the bearings from going together. And I don't know if the spacer ring got broke and disappeared, or they just didn't put it in. So this is going to have to get line bored. I'm sure it's not going to hold a bearing. So that's why I had to take these off. If you can't grease them, there's no point fixing them. So that was the worst experience of my life with pins. Absolute worst. Hope I never do it again. Oop. That one out there. You know, if the barrels on that one will grease, I'll make sure and check that. If they got grease and they take grease, I'll pull the guts out before I go through this BS again. Never again with this mess. So I had some people that wanted to know where this setup comes from. So I found one online. I think it's the same company. Flame Tech, Torch Tech. I think it's Flame Tech. So this is the rod box, and there's the tag. Flame Technologies Incorporated, Austin, Texas. So that's what it is, Flame Technologies. So somebody suggested I weld a strap between those, and yeah, I thought about that. Problem is you can't because of the eye on the barrel. There's nowhere to get in here. So what I did is I stuck metal between the eyes and the eye on the barrel on both sides and bashed them in there with a hammer to get it as tight as I could so that it didn't try to bend each one individually. And with this pin, it was just so nasty, even that didn't help. So the only thing I have left to do back here is clean these holes up, and then I've got to straighten this one up and get the pin back in. So that shouldn't be that difficult. So I've got all the pins out, and time to tear the barrels down. So I'm working on cleaning up all my mess. I've got junk everywhere, iron, just crap. So I'm gonna do that in the morning, and then I'm gonna go in and make you a video, show you my frustrations trying to make this work. I want to thank Sean Abrams for loaning that to me and for walking me through the process of how to make it work. Once we got it figured out and dialed in, it worked good. If I was to buy one of these, because they are reasonably priced, and it's not like I'm going to use one every day. If I was using one every day, I'd have an electric one, but I would just get longer rods. I am assuming the rods I had were maybe 18, 24 inches. I would get a way longer rod, and then way bigger. I think if I'd have had 3/8 rods, I'd have knocked that out of the park in a hurry. But with those smaller rods, that's great for a small pin, but for these large pins, you got to move a lot of material. So this comes with different size collets, and it's got the 5/16 one in it. I'm pretty sure that's what they make. So there's a small one, and there's a big one in the bag there. But this thing you can screw to the front of that to help. I don't know which way you'd put it. I guess you'd have to put it that way, wouldn't you? Anyway, that would help with some of the stuff coming out. But the way these work, it just kind of boils out of there in a river of liquid hot magma. So it's not really blowing out on you. And that's the one thing I do like about the torch setup, is with the torch setup, you're clear back here out of the direct line of fire. Now the drawback to that is the torch is heavy and awkward. One thing I had to do was tighten up all my valves really good, because I kept bumping them and messing up the adjustment. So I'm going to run this back into town to Sean and give him some swag and some money for the rod, and I'll sleep well tonight. So you guys have an awesome rest of the weekend. I'll see you next week.